Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Ken Kitts, president of the University of North Alabama, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the faculty and staff of UNA, I welcome you to our spring commencement ceremony honoring graduates of the Spencer College of Education and Human Sciences. Please rise as we bow our heads for a moment of silence and give thanks for our many blessings this year and for these special graduates here this afternoon. Amen. And please remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. This ceremony represents a very special time for each graduate and his or her family and friends. To maintain the dignity of this distinctive occasion and out of respect for all graduates, we ask that you please silence cell phones and remain seated until the ceremony is ended so that each graduate's name can be heard. Commencement is a celebration of academic attainment, and to bring greetings to you from the academic community of the University of North Alabama, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Brian Smith.
Thank you, President Kitts. We're grateful for your leadership. Graduates, today is a day of celebration, a day of joy, and a day of reflection. We gather here to honor your remarkable achievements, your perseverance, and your dedication. As the Provost of the University of North Alabama, it is my distinct pleasure to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. You've navigated the challenges of rigorous coursework, embraced opportunities for growth, and demonstrated resilience in the face of adversity. Your journey's been one of discovery, learning, and transformation. Today, we celebrate not just the culmination of your academic endeavors, but the beginning of a new chapter filled with endless possibilities. As you step into this new chapter, remember the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. You are now equipped with the knowledge, skills, and experiences to make a difference. Whether you pursue further education, enter the workforce, or embark on personal endeavors, let your education be the foundation upon which you build a better future. During your time at UNA, you've built lasting relationships, discovered new passions, and honed your skills. These experiences have not only prepared you for professional success, but also have instilled in you a sense of purpose and a commitment to making the world a better place. Embrace the challenges ahead of you with confidence, knowing that you are capable of greatness, each and every one of you. As you move forward, remember that you are always part of the UNA family. Stay connected, support one another, and continue to embody the values that have guided you thus far. The world needs your courage, your innovation, and your leadership. I leave you with the thoughts of Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life that you have imagined. Congratulations and roar lions.
Thank you very much, Provost Smith. I want to introduce now several people who are celebrating this special occasion with you and ask that these individuals stand when their names are called. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. On stage with me are Dr. Amber Paulk, Deputy Provost, Dr. Vince Bruton, Dean of the Cole Honors College, Ms. Barbie Terry, Associate Vice President for Alumni Relations and Annual Giving, Dr. Katie Kinney, Dean of the Spencer College of Education and Human Sciences, Dr. Minette Ellis, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Ms. Sherry Stewart, our guest speaker, who will be more formally introduced in a few moments, Dr. Brian Smith, our Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Dr. Justin Carter, President of the UNA Faculty Senate. Please join me as we welcome the stage party. Also joining us to my right and left on the stage are several members of our faculty from the Spencer College whose students are graduating today. Please join me as we thank these faculty members for being with us. Colleagues, thank you. And last but certainly not least, I also want to recognize and thank Professor Devin Underwood, the UNA Studio Jazz Band, and vocalist and alumna Caitlin Barnes for providing the amazing music for these ceremonies. Let's thank them as well. And now to our guest speaker. We are honored to have with us today an alumna of this university for whom the word trailblazer is most fitting. A native of Florence, Sherry Stewart's advocacy for women's sports and for the female voice in student government began while a student here in the late 1960s. After receiving her bachelor's degree from then Florence State University, a graduate assistantship opportunity took her to Texas to pursue her master's degree. Thereafter, she was hired at what is now Texas A&M Kingsville, where her position in coaching women's basketball and in teaching physical education brought into clearer focus the inequalities between men's and women's collegiate sports. It was still early in her professional career when Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972 were enacted by Congress and signed into law by President Nixon. But Ms. Stewart was already motivated and dedicated to seeing that female athletes were treated fairly. Her passion and her work were recognized with an unsolicited job offer to coordinate the women's athletics program at Purdue University, Indiana, where the president there appointed her to the Blue Ribbon Commission to determine how to integrate women's sports fully into the Purdue athletic department. The scope of Title IX was gaining traction nationwide, and through a series of meetings, conferences, and networking with her counterparts at other institutions, Ms. Stewart found herself immersed in the battle for gender equity in collegiate athletics. Not only did her work lead to fair funding of several women's sports programs at Purdue and her voice having a national platform through Sports Illustrated magazine, but the competitive opportunities that have evolved over the ensuing decades for female student athletes across the country can be credited to her strong advocacy for Title IX. I go back to that word I used earlier, trailblazer. As noted in her biographical sketch on page 37 of your commencement program, Ms. Stewart is now retired from University Athletics Administration, but she still lives in Indiana, where she owns Jubilee Stables and spends her time enjoying her love of horses. Although her professional career and current responsibilities have taken her a long way from Florence, Alabama, she has been intentional in remaining connected to and supportive of her alma mater through the years. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm University of North Alabama welcome home to Ms. Sherry Stewart.
Good afternoon. Welcome esteemed faculty, graduates, family, and friends. Thank you, Dr. Kitts, for that wonderful introduction. And I want to give you a special thank you for inviting me, along with Vice President Haslam, to speak today. It is an honor to be here, and I treasure it. Congratulations to the class of 2026. Come on. Graduates, this is a monumental day for you, a monumental day in your life, a day of pride, relief, and an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. You did it. You are now an elite member of the World Society of Higher Education to achieve this goal of a college degree. Now let's put that in perspective. Out of roughly just over 5 million people living in Alabama, education data shows that only 27% have earned a college degree. Welcome to this significant elite membership you have earned. Today is not just the end of one journey, it is the beginning of another. It's the day you officially join the ranks of the world's educated leaders, thinkers, creators, and doers. This is your launch into the next chapter of your life. A career, perhaps marriage, new places to live, new goals to pursue. But here's something I want you to remember. Life is not linear. It doesn't unfold in a neat, straight line. Life is a winding road full of right turns, left turns, detours, and routes you never expected to take. There will be challenges, and there will be victories you never imagined possible. Your decisions and your choices will shape your journey, but through it all, the education you earned here at UNA is your passport to wide-ranging careers. Let me take you back for a moment. When I graduated from UNA in 1969 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Health, Physical Education, and Recreation, the world watched Neil Armstrong take that historic step onto the moon. The world could hardly believe it. His walk on the moon catapulted all of us into new realms of what is possible. Now, decades later, I see children, 8 and 9-year-olds, talking excitedly about living on Mars. The imagination, the ambition, the reach of humanity has grown in ways few of us could have predicted. And so, graduates, as you step into this next phase, remember, you hold the power to dream and accomplish with success. But be ready, because the first few years after graduation can feel like a roller coaster. I thought I had it all planned out. I'd teach for a few years, build my experience, then go back for my master's degree. Life had other plans. Year one, I started at Stone Junior High in Huntsville, Alabama, teaching physical education to 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. I had 140 students, girls, in the 7th grade, but I survived. Year two, thanks to my mentor at UNA, Dr. William Gladwell encouraged me and convinced me to accept a graduate assistantship at Texas Woman's University. I packed up moved to Denton, Texas, and became both a grad student and the assistant women's basketball coach. Year 3. Having earned my Master of Arts degree with a focus in health, physical education, and recreation from Texas Women's University, I went to Texas A&I in Kingsville, Texas, as the women's head basketball coach and physical education instructor, and I stayed there for 3 years. Year 5. In 1974, I joined Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana, as the women's coordinator of athletics and assistant director of club sports. And that's where my story and a larger national story took a historic turn. In 1974, just 2 years after Title IX became law, universities across the country were scrambling to figure out how to make their athletic programs equitable for women. Title IX was new, and not everyone was on board. But as a long life advocate for women in athletics, I was ready to help lead that change. I was hired by Purdue to help with the transition of the women's athletic program into full recognition through the application of Title IX. How in the world did I get there? You see, my willingness to stand up and speak out didn't start at Purdue. It started right here at UNA. I was active in women's student government and spent a lot of time in consultation with Dean Pauline Gravely over in Bibb Graves Hall, and now I know it as 601 Cramer Way. My advocacy for women began with a passion to change the very stringent rules female students had to obey and follow if we wanted to stay enrolled here. Those walks from Rice Hall to Cramer Way to meet with Dean Gravely were long, and it gave me time to reflect on my course of action with her. She taught me how to negotiate, how to advocate, and how to speak up, even when it wasn't easy. And those lessons, they came with me to Purdue. Fast forward 6 years. I was now the coordinator of women's athletics at Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana. Out of nowhere, I received a call from Sports Illustrated magazine. They were preparing an expose on how universities were handling women's athletics in Title IX. They had done an expose at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Purdue University was next. I said I'd be willing to do an interview, but I needed a week. Then I picked up the phone and called the office of the president, Dr. Arthur Hansen. I asked for a meeting, and his secretary said, he'll meet with you this afternoon. That felt like an oral defense moment. You know that feeling, the one where you've studied, prepared, and absorbed every piece of information you can get your hands on. You feel confident, maybe slightly terrified. I gathered my notes, grabbed my briefcase, and made the long walk there from Hovde Hall from the COREC to Hovde Hall. Once again, the long walk alone to the president's office gave me time for reflection about my argument, my justifications, and the possible consequences. Once there, President Hansen and I got straight to business. We didn't discuss laws or legislation. We talked numbers. We talked money. Once there, at that time, the Division of Recreational Sports sponsored the women's sports teams with volunteer coaches and casual uniforms, and there were 9 teams. He wanted to know what it would cost to fully support them. I laid out the figures in front of him, and the tension between us was palpable. He flipped through the pages, stood up, and walked over to one of the 16-foot arched windows overlooking the Purdue campus, clasped his hands behind his back, just like something you see in the movies, and stared out over the campus, deep in thought. Well, this is really dramatic, I thought. I knew this was the moment. I knew he would come back to his desk with an offer, and I told myself to get ready. He strode back to his desk with purpose, sat down, looked quickly at the figures, and then he said, "We simply don't have the funding to support 9 sports." He paused, then he said, "We can do 5. My mind raced. It felt like a negotiation, like a poker game. I took a breath, looked him in the eye, and said, "Let's make it 6. He thought for a moment and nodded and said, "All right, 6. So I left President Hansen with official recognition of the women's varsity athletic program to be a part of the Division of Intercollegiate Athletics. He authorized funding for 6 fully recognized varsity women's sports teams with paid coaches, new uniforms, and a full-time women's athletic director. And just like that, the course of women's athletics at Purdue shifted forever. To this day, I wish I had said 8, just to see if we could have gotten 7. As of today, more than 50 years later, took them a while, Purdue University has 9 women's sports. I knew the announcement of varsity recognition would come from the president's office. What of my own director's position with this announcement? He did not know I had been meeting with President Hansen. He would be livid. Would he fire me? I really thought he would for making an end run around him. The big question was, how was I going to tell 3 coaches and 3 teams they were not a part of the 6 accepted? I went straight to my director's office and told him I had met with the president. He was not happy. I had not told him about the appointment, but he was relieved that the turf war he had been battling between department heads was over. After the dust settled and the big decisions were announced, I was promoted to 1 position, not 2, as assistant director for club sports. Looking back, that meeting, that walk, defined much more than a job title. It represented every long walk any of us take when we choose courage over comfort, when we speak for what's right rather than what's easy. I share this story with you today not because it's part of my history, but because it's part of yours. Title IX, passed more than 50 years ago, is still shaping this very moment, opening doors into many avenues, not just sports, balancing opportunities, ensuring that effort and talent are what count, regardless of gender. You are the inheritors of that legacy. And now you have your own responsibility to build on it, to question, to innovate, and to lead with integrity. So graduates, as you step into this next stage of your journey, remember, you've already proven you can succeed. You've already shown discipline, courage, and resilience. The next steps you take, whether they're long, uncertain, or uphill, will carry you closer to the life you're meant to build. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission to move forward. Knock on the door, walk through it, Speak up with confidence, as you will need to do in your own negotiations. Because whether the path leads across campus, across the country, or all the way to Mars, you have the tools to get there. And now it's time to celebrate. It's time for your adventure to begin. In the timeless words of Edward R. Murrow, good night and good luck.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stewart, for those wonderful remarks and for making the effort to be here with us. We appreciate it greatly. It is my pleasure to again introduce the UNA Studio Jazz Band and Miss Caitlin Barnes for a musical selection.
As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with love. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Stand with me and sing. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with love. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
The Keller Key Award was established as a memorial to the late President James Albert and Miss Mary Glenn Keller. A Keller Key is presented at each commencement to honor the graduates who, on the basis of having earned all credits for the bachelor's degree at this university, have made the highest scholastic average. Will the following recipients of the Keller Key for this ceremony please proceed to the stage? Ethan C. Camfield, Bailey N. Cox, Juliana Sky Davis, Kaylee Ann Gray, Cheney Dion Suggs, Avery Joy Yeager. Ethan C. Camfield completes the Bachelor's of Science degree with a major in exercise science. Bailey N. Cox completes the Bachelor of Science in Education degree with a major in elementary education. Juliana Sky Davis completes the Bachelor of Science in Education degree with a major in secondary education. Kaylee Ann Gray completes the Bachelor of Science in Education degree with a major in teacher education in music. Cheney Dion Suggs completes the Bachelor of Science in Education degree with a major in secondary education. Avery Joy Yeager completes the Bachelor of Science degree in Education with a major in secondary education. For this semester, qualifying for the Keller Key Award means having a grade point average of at least 4.0 on a 4.0 scale. Please join me in congratulating these students.
The Dean of the Spencer College of Education and Human Sciences will now present candidates for the conferral of their respective degrees. We will begin with the doctoral degree, and this graduate will be invited to the stage for traditional hooding. Would Dr. Katie Kinney please come forward?
As you are able, would the candidate for the PhD in Exercise Science degree in the Colonel James and Sherry Spencer College of Education and Human Sciences please stand and remain standing? President Kitts, on behalf of the graduate faculty and the Graduate Council, it is with great pleasure that I present this candidate to you for the conferral of the doctoral degree.
Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees for the University of North Alabama, I now bestow upon you the degree of PhD in Exercise Science. Congratulations.
Dr. Craig Witt will be hooded by his dissertation chair, Dr. Lee Renfro.
And now for our post-baccalaureate and bachelor's degrees.
As you are able, would candidates for Master's and Education Specialist degrees in the Colonel James and Sherry Spencer College of Education and Human Sciences please stand and remain standing? President Kitts, on behalf of the graduate faculty and the graduate council, it is with great pleasure that I present these candidates to you for the conferral of their post-baccalaureate degrees.
Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees for the University of North Alabama, I now bestow upon each of you your respective post-baccalaureate degree. And congratulations. You may be seated.
As you are able, would candidates for bachelor's degrees in the Colonel James and Sherry Spencer College of Education and Human Sciences please stand and remain standing? President Kitts, it is with great pleasure that I present these candidates to you for conferral of their bachelor's degrees.
Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees for the University of North Alabama, I now bestow upon each of you your respective bachelor's degree. Please move the tassel from the right edge to the left edge of your cap, and congratulations. You may be seated. Thank you, Dean Kinney. Graduates, whether you are receiving your first degree today from UNA, or in the case of some of you receiving advanced degrees, your second or even third from this institution, you all are now alumni of the University of North Alabama. Our Associate Vice President for Alumni Relations and Annual Giving, Ms. Barbie Terry, will now come to the podium to extend greetings.
Thank you, President Kitts. Graduates, congratulations. Today marks a milestone that you have worked toward for years, and it is such a privilege to be here with you today as you walk across the stage and enter whatever comes next. As the Chief Alumni Officer for UNA, I have the unique perspective to see not only where you've been, but where you're going. And I can tell you with confidence that when you graduate, you don't leave UNA. You simply enter something bigger. You enter the world of alumni relations. That probably feels really distant to you right now, to some of you. To some of you, you've been there before. You're joining a network of people around the world who want to help you be successful wherever you go. In your graduation bag, you'll find a note from one of our Alumni Association board members. It's a simple reminder that your connection doesn't end today. In fact, we hope it grows with you in every phase of your life. Whether you come back for homecoming, which we hope you will, or to mentor a student, or just stay connected with your friends, stay connected. We hope you'll be visible in your communities and to those who want to follow in your footsteps. Let UNA continue to be a part of your story, as you are now a part of our story forever. So as you get ready to walk across the stage, breathe, take it all in, and remember the memories that you've made here. But also know that no matter where life takes you, UNA will always be home. Congratulations. We are proud of you. We are excited for you, and we welcome you into the alumni family. Roar Lions.
Bachelor's, master's, and education specialist degree graduates, it is now your time on the stage. All the preliminaries are over, and we've had our time, and now we would like to recognize you individually for the hard work that brings you to the platform this afternoon. Will the marshals please begin conducting the candidates to the platform?
Sydney Banks Moore. Ms. Moore will have her diploma cover presented by her father, Dr. Shane Banks, Professor of Computer Information Systems. Kyler Shane Lindsay. Mr. Lindsay will have his diploma cover presented by his mother, Dr. Natasha Lindsay, Professor of Instructional Technology and Design. Christopher Cannon Jolie, summa cum laude. James Andrew Tedford, cum laude. Avery Joy Yeager, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Ella Grace Legg, magna cum laude, Cole Honors College. Sydney Aaron Carter, cum laude, Cole Honors College. Megan Hope Hammond, cum laude. Linda Catherine McAdams, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Marissa Kate Briley, cum laude. Heather Grace Medlin, magna cum laude, Cole Honors College. Brady Parker Renshaw, magna cum laude. Elise Dufour, cum laude. Braden Gargis, magna cum laude, Cole Honors College. Kaylee Madison Coates, cum laude. Melissa Doris Boschel, magna cum laude. Emma Beth Butler, magna cum laude. Brianna Carlisle, cum laude. Emma Faith McAnally. Trent Avery Allen. Riley Elizabeth Banks, magna cum laude. Molly Brianne Vick. Matthew Stone Sims, magna cum laude. Cheney Dion Westbrook Suggs, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Kinley Reagan Presley, summa cum laude. Chloe Walton, magna cum laude, Cole Honors College. Allison Perry. Bethany Bush, summa cum laude. Macy Isabella Brown, magna cum laude. Joanna DeBusk. Sarah Beth Luther, summa cum laude. Hannah Beth Riley, summa cum laude. Sydney Gale Newton, cum laude. Kaylee Danae Holland. Crystal Dawn Gillis. Clay Davis Norris. Darian Scruggs. Savannah Bernal. Melissa Ann Reed. Adrian Poitier Carruthers. Braden Paul Rogers. Patrick Shea Daly. Amelia Shea Slayton. Megan Brooke Collins. Abigail Honey, magna cum laude. Alexis Westerhausen, cum laude. Brantley Blackston, summa cum laude. Isabella McGregory, cum laude. Dallas Shedd, cum laude. Evelyn Claire Smart, summa cum laude. Marielle Jean Larson, magna cum laude. Haley Cross, cum laude, Cole Honors College. Georgia Grace Lauderdale. Juliana Sky Davis, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Preston Keith Harden. Anna Marie Neal. Juana Francisco Mendez. Claire Noel Smith, cum laude, Cole Honors College. Sean Wesley Hall, magna cum laude. Noah Riley Brady, magna cum laude. Abigail Morgan Dodson. Molly Parham, cum laude. Elena Amira Bly, cum laude. Christina Marie Scannell, magna cum laude. Jaden Brooke Gerard, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Walker Preston Pete, magna cum laude, Cole Honors College. Alana Tate Hawkins, magna cum laude. Kaylee Faye Hawkins, magna cum laude. David Jason Prance. Ben Michael Dean Bennett, summa cum laude. Samuel Reed Mansell, cum laude. Melody Faith Sutton, cum laude. Kaylee Suzanne Windsor. Riley Michael Ward, cum laude, Cole Honors College. Hannah Grace Price, cum laude. Abigail Cuz, magna cum laude, Cole Honors College. Jenna Nicole Starkey, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Jamie Lauren Hickman, magna cum laude. Emma Catherine Newby, summa cum laude. Emma Kate Myers, magna cum laude. Ella Marie Lee, summa cum laude. Anna Claire Dowdy, magna cum laude. Callie Ann Clemens. JC Nicole Taylor. Hannah Grace Hatley. Cheryl Elizabeth Riley. Ariana Danielle White Williams. Hannah Hughes Menard. Lynette McCoy Berry. Riley Joe Braden. Jude Preston Freed. James Matthew Turner. Bambi Carr Dean. Kimberly White Powell. Cortez Lamont Hall. Derek Lee Gober. Tanya Valdez Mojica. Silas Musa. Nathan Miles. Desiree Miller. Sarah Larkin Virginia Lewis. Abigail Jean Smith. Olivia Hutchinson Bradford. Cassie Lane McConnell. Kelly Lane. Tony Elizabeth Thompson. Aaron McConnell McLemore. Sinclair Grace Elledge. Jason Matthew Cooper II. Tanner Blake Bowling. Keaton Leif Hetrick, cum laude. Logan Elizabeth McKinney Day. Kayla Darielle Mitchell. Elena Kate Minton. Angelique Roll, magna cum laude. Kira Kathleen Smith, magna cum laude. Rachel Aubrey Stoltz, cum laude. Kaylee Ann Gray, summa cum laude. Madeline Leverett, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Chloe Elizabeth Cotham, summa cum laude. Lily Cheyenne Johnson. Brianne Faith Bailey, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Addison Quillen, cum laude. Jacqueline Faith Wolbrecht, summa cum laude. Bailey Page Kelly, summa cum laude. Katie Boyles, cum laude. Lily Catherine Player, magna cum laude. Bailey Cox, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Kayla Cochran, magna cum laude. Emily Claire Reeves, cum laude. Madeline Fuller, summa cum laude, Cole Honors College. Margaret Kathleen Granlund. Wendy June Little. Shalonda Hampton Plott. Jemiah Monique Bowden. Cadence Dawn Glenn Gilchrist. Olivia Humphreys. Joshua Stansel. Ashley Danielle Martin Horton. Natalie Dick. Mackenzie Ann Kelly. Emerson Sky Schwanke. Jessica Elizabeth Small. Michael Robertson Massey. Rachel Lee Ellis. Elizabeth Bain Anderson. Christian Dolby. Dallas Hughley Howell. Jadrian Cheyenne Hamblin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me as we honor all these graduates with a well-deserved round of applause. Graduates, you can stand up and thank them for their support. Thank you. Thank you. If everyone would be seated for just another few minutes, these are very happy days in the life of our university. Graduates, we commend you for the hard work, sacrifices, perseverance that have led you here this afternoon. We're proud of you, and I want you to hear that and internalize that. We're very, very proud of each one of you. You've conducted yourselves with grace, maturity, and compassion as students here, and that makes UNA stand out in a very positive way, and we know that you'll continue to represent your alma mater very well. As you leave this university to make your mark in the world, I have but one personal request, and that is take UNA with you wherever you go. Carry this wonderful, beautiful, historically important, dynamic university carried in your heart wherever you go. And when you meet alums, always do it with that hearty roar lions, and know that we send our very best wishes with you. I would like to thank Dr. Brian Smith, Dr. Katie Kinney, Miss Barbie Terry, Dr. Minette Ellis, and Professor Patrick Shrimshock for their assistance with this program. And we thank each of you in the audience for joining us to celebrate these graduates. And finally, to all the moms here today, happy Mother's Day weekend. If everyone would, yeah, that does deserve a round of applause. Yeah, thank you, mothers. If everyone would now please rise for the playing of the alma mater.
Congratulations, graduates.